Thanks for joining me for your November Astro Tarot forecast. I am shuffling the Haunted House Tarot. You can find your detailed reading on this channel from yesterday's uploads. I'll still pull a few cards like I do, but I wanted to go over the astrology with you. So, what a month ahead that we have. On the 1st of November, Jupiter is going to trine Chiron, the asteroid, the wounded healer, as Chiron retrogrades back into Pisces and Jupiter remains in Scorpio. That forms a water trine at 28 degrees. And the first week of November can be used to smooth over the energies between your 8th house of shared resources or intimacy and sex, and the 12th house for you of internal work, intuition, and dreams. Some of you are reminded of previous intimacies throughout the first week of November, and not just reminded of, but working on removing judgment and allowing the healing process to begin is available for you in intimacy, in the enhancement of your intuition, in claircognizance or clairvoyance even. You are inspired in that 12th house, and how your feelings should be listened to from the 1st through the 7th. On the 7th, we have our new moon at 15 degrees of Scorpio in that 8th house where Jupiter exists. And Jupiter's getting ready for that transit this month. This new moon is a fresh start in intimacies and shared resources and new investments for you, and a fresh new path, a rebirth. The 8th house is regeneration and starting fresh. It could be that you're going through some kind of cleansing and detoxing and able to start a new way or mode of living on this new moon. The combination of your resources, I think, is important, and where your money is and who you trust is important in November as well, Aries. On the 8th, Jupiter moves into Sagittarius, where he'll stay until the 2nd of December of 2019. So you've got a year of Jupiter in the 9th house, a sector that he is very comfortable in. Jupiter governs Sagittarius. He's the ruling planet of that sign. So he's able to do his best in the 9th house of travel and exploration, certification, and higher study and learning. You are inspired to travel for that year, to investigate foreign lands or cultures, or to enhance your interest in the metaphysical, astrology, and tarot. All things 9th house, healing, studying, even law, philosophy, religion, and theology is something that you could be intrigued in. Reading and knowledge are your friends for the full year. So take advantage of that. Jupiter is expansive energy and benevolence, opulence, positivity, faith. So believing in the belief system is what is happening. Aries is able to dig deep in what resonates with you, and maybe you're forming a new belief system around yourself. However it may apply for you, I know that it trines you, so it's a positive placement. Jupiter in a fire sign works for Aries and Aries rising and Aries moon. So this filters optimism in your life and in the sectors of travel, creativity, and the physical self. So allow this to inspire you. It's not that on the 8th everything has to change and you have to make travel plans, but that full year and 3 weeks, you will have some trips. Let's put it that way. You'll be booking the flights and investigating places to go, and I feel this will be new experiences for you. Mars on the 15th enters Pisces through December 31st of this year, stimulating that 12th house sector of intuition. Aries is tuning in, is what I want to say. You are receiving downloads. There's the inspiration, which is Mars, in the sector of the mind. So you're constantly turning the wheels of your mind, and the need for rest is indicated, although Mars is not a restful planet. The 12th house is, but the desire, which is Mars, to take more rests, to revive yourself, to have your downtime is necessary. On the 16th, Venus goes direct at 25 degrees of Libra in the 7th house, and the same day, Mercury retrogrades on the 16th at 13 degrees of Sagittarius, where Jupiter just entered. So that's through the 6th of December, the retrograde. So the 7th house and the 9th house, Mercury's retrograde will sextile Venus. So between the 7th and 9th house, travel with relationships, with your marriage partner and spouse, exploring new territory in terms of your marriage or your connection, and reviewing. See, this is interesting. Mercury retrograding in the same sector Jupiter just entered means you're going to review the places you need to go, the schools you need to apply to, the certifications that you need to obtain. And maybe you won't take action in this area until the 6th of December, which would be smart because when Mercury's retrograde, it is about revising, reviewing, and rewriting internally before pressing play and taking the action in the area that you've been investigating. Mars. Actually, let me go back to Mercury. It's not the best time to travel during the Mercury retrograde just because things are delayed and technologies tend to freeze up, satellites tend to go awry, and our communication system globally is affected. So travel just means travel would be requiring a lot of patience for you between the 16th of November and the 6th of December. So tread lightly in that area. The sun on the 22nd enters Sagittarius as well. So there's a party in the 9th house for you, and even more so effective December forward. But where the sun goes in conjunction with Jupiter and Mercury, this is a lot of planetary, personal planet energy in your 9th house of the law of property. And you might require a larger space, Aries, to stretch your wings and branch out a little bit. And when I think of wings in Aries, I think of the phoenix rising out of the ashes of flame. You need to branch out those phoenix wings and get yourself a more spacious environment, and you have the full year for that. But with the sun there in conjunction with Jupiter, you might desire to get that started a little more quickly. And on the 23rd, we have our full moon at 0 degrees of Gemini. And this is the 3rd house of communication or the vehicle sector, travel locally, putting an end to a certain transportation system for you and maybe starting with something else could be applying, or ending a disagreement with siblings, closing the door on argument and aggression in the 3rd house, watching what you say, changing the speech, and delivering words with compassion could be needed for Aries. Let's see what shows up in the tarot. Again, I did a full reading with these cards, but let's just see if any of them match and come up for you twice. Make sure you watch both of the forecasts. The first card is the Star, and this is a hopefulness. This is positivity. This is Jupiterian energy, but it's also the sign of Aquarius in the tarot. Remaining positive, wish fulfillment, and peacefulness. 3 of Swords. This is travel, replenishment, movement, action, a new wave of reinforcement, a little bit of regenerative energy in the tarot. And the 8 of Cups, turning your back on some emotional situation that you've worked through or closed the door on and that you no longer need. You're able to move forward in your emotional sense. And the Knight of Fire, this is you, the Aries. This is also relocation, travel, the need and desire, the fire in this card to get moving and take action. So you have that with the 3 of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Remain hopeful if you're turning your back against relationship. If you've split with someone, just keep that positive feeling that these decisions were made for a reason, and look towards a brighter future. Throw yourself into your private practices in November. And if you've been putting off an education or schooling, study of some sort, I would pick it back up, because I feel like this is the time for Aries to put in that work and to receive even better reward from what you put in. Thank you so much for subscribing and tuning in. If you're interested in learning more about the Tarot, I have a course. All of that information is below, The Magic of Tarot. And I am available on social media as well, so please consider following me on Instagram and here on the channel. Thanks, Aries. I'm wishing you a beautiful Thanksgiving, so much to be grateful for. And remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.